Do you own your own success, or does your success own you? What if the very blessings you've been praying for are the same things that have been draining your soul today? And what if the trophies on your shelf are actually chains around your heart? But see, most people think that more money, more status, and more wins will solve the ache inside. But let me ask you, why do so many people that have made it still go at home restless, anxious, and unsatisfied? The truth is simple but sobering. Success without kingdom purpose turns into slavery. So today we're going to expose why that happens, how scripture warns us about it, and most importantly, how you can walk in freedom instead. So let's start off by getting one thing straight. God is not against success, but instead he actually delights in the prospering of his children. The issue is when success becomes your source of identity, your sense of worth, or your measure of peace. And when that happens, success becomes your master and not your servant. Here's the principle. Anything that you cannot release has already mastered over you. And you'll know when it's mastering you, when you fear losing it. It controls your decisions, and it controls your decisions more than you obeying God. And that, my friend, is not freedom. That is slavery in disguise. In Matthew 19, we meet the rich young ruler. Imagine the scene. A wealthy, respected man runs to Jesus and kneels. He's got status, he's got youth, and he's got resources. In today's terms, he's the influencer with 1 million followers, a CEO with the corner office, or even the athlete with the contract. Everyone looks at him and thinks, he's made it. But when Jesus says, sell all that you have and follow me, he walks away sad. Why? Because he didn't own his success, but instead his success actually owned him. Now pause for a second and put yourself in his shoes. If Jesus asked you to lay down your biggest achievement today, the business you built, the house you bought, the reputation you fought to maintain, could you do it? Or would you walk away heavy because the very thing that you built has become your master? And I'll be honest, I've lived this. There was a season where I thought the next financial milestone will finally bring peace. I told myself, once I hit this income, once I land this opportunity, once I reach this level, then I will finally feel secure. And you know what happened? I hit some of these goals, and instead of freedom, I felt chained. Chained how? Chained by maintaining it. Chained to the pressure of keeping up appearances. And the biggest one, chained to the fear of losing it all. And if there's anything that I've learned from this, the bigger the success, the heavier the weight. But it wasn't until I surrendered my definition of success to God that the chains actually started to break. And that was my very light bulb moment. True success isn't measured by what I accumulate, but in fact in what I obey. You see, friend, the world will always tell you that success equals freedom. Get more and you'll finally feel enough. But God says true freedom comes when you're no longer owned by what you own. So let me paint this contrast clearly. The world says, work harder, grind harder, chase the next upgrade, and most importantly, protect your image. But God says, seek first the kingdom, and everything you need will follow. You see, the world builds towers of wealth that eventually collapse, but God builds legacies of impact that will outlive us. So here's the piercing question. Do you serve your success, or does your success serve God? And if you can answer that with clarity, chances are that you're enslaved and not free. And here's another layer. If God doubled your resources tonight, would it expand his kingdom, or will it just expand your prison? I think about Solomon a lot. You know, the man with wisdom, riches, palaces, and influence. But listen what Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 11 says. When I surveyed all that my hands have done, and what I have toiled to achieve, everything is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Even Solomon with his prosperity even realized wealth without God's purpose was emptiness. A man can gain everything in the world and still lose himself. So let me make this plain. God is not against your wealth, but he is against wealth that replaces him. Because success without kingdom purpose becomes a taskmaster. But success aligned with God's purpose becomes a tool for freedom, for impact, and for legacy. Remember this, friend, Jesus said this best. No one can serve two masters, and you cannot serve both God and money, because one will always own you. But the question is which one? So let me ask you, if success feels more like slavery than freedom, how much longer are you willing to carry those chains God never asked you to wear? And friend, it's for that very reason why I created Aligned and Abundant Intensive. It's a 7-day journey where I will help you break free from these false definitions of success and reconnect your wealth to God's original design, so you can finally walk in the freedom that lasts. And for that, I'll have a link in the description below. And please don't wait until the weight of success crushes you. Step into freedom now. And make sure you download your free Biblical Wealth Starter Kit or join the intensive if you're ready for a real breakthrough. And I encourage you to share this with someone that you know, because chances are that you have a friend that looks successful on the outside, but quietly suffocating on the inside. Because when success turns into slavery, the only path to freedom is surrendering it to God's purpose. And when you do, success stops being temporary and starts being eternal. I pray that this message has blessed you. Stay blessed from the best, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.